Alright, let me see my phone, babe. I need to check my stream real quick. My audio, make sure that it's coming across good. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3 test. One, two, three, test. I think it's coming across pretty well. Test 1 2 3. 1 2 3 test. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. 1 2 3 test. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. 1 2 3 test. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3 test. Okay. I think it's coming across pretty well now. Originally, my audio didn't come out pretty well. Now I think that it is. Hopefully my chat and all that is also working. We'll be working today on multiple things, of course. Make sure that the noise suppression's on as well, though. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, okay, it's good. It is good. Hello, everyone. This is Leo with Rosella Super Tech. Today is Wednesday, and actually, honestly, this week has been somewhat slow, but that's a good thing though, because it's allowed me to set up excuse me, set up my stuff over here, which I still need to upgrade my PC a little bit, because sometimes whenever I'm streaming, processes tend to lag. So I'm doing a bit of an upgrading to a new motherboard, new CPU, as well as RAM. So I'm upgrading some of my hardware so that it's not too taxing for work purposes, as well as being able to go live and such. And I did buy as well an audio equipment, which I'm not done setting it up yet. I'll be able to, for example, change my voice and stuff like that. Sound like a robot, just like this. I think that right there puts me to sound like a robot or something. Some other effects, of course, that it would allow me to potentially do as well. But eventually I'll mess with all that, and whenever I have some time, of course. We're gonna be working on PlayStation 5. We work on a lot of HDMI port repairs here. We get that quite a bit, actually. It's one of our breadwinners, as I guess you could say, as far as repairs. We do get a lot of other things as well, but primary usually ends up being HDMI ports from PS5, Xboxes, and other consoles as well. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and do some cleaning real quick, get to the motherboard, and we're gonna replace this HDMI port. I do see some. Okay, it's just dirt. I thought it was feces or something, but it's not. It's just plain dirt. How's everybody doing today? I think we've got 3 viewers currently watching. One on Twitch and two on YouTube. So we got a total of 3 viewers currently watching us on our platforms. Appreciate you guys and or gals stopping by and watching us how the Super Tech work on some electronic repairs. I haven't came on live because I was banned, or I've been getting banned from certain platforms, and it kind of upsets me. At the same time, I've been waiting for my mixer here. That way, I'm able to properly set up my microphone, because previously I kept getting people telling me that they're having issues, either not hearing me properly or sound just wasn't coming across pretty well. So I'm hoping this sounds a lot better than what it did before. One can always hope. One can always hope. Alright, so I added just a tad bit of noise cancellation. Hopefully it didn't mess up with the audio. That's only so that whenever I turn on my shop vac, it doesn't come across way too loud. Because I feel like it may be coming across a little bit too loud. I'll put like 3%. So it should be coming across somewhat okay on you guys' end. Not too loud though. Looks like my wife did not answer that phone. She's slacking. Hey, how's it going, 8-bit? How you doing, bud? Welcome to 8-bit Repair. Oh, you have been awarded some points. It's a new thing I'm trying with the streamer bot. I added the capability for users to earn some points, and those points eventually will be you'll be able to use them and whatnot. I think I got some commands right now where you're able to. I'm not sure how that works just yet. I'm still working on that. think you have to use some commands. I think I created a command called exclamation point nose, and then the other one exclamation point make it rain or something like that. Oh, what can I spend it on? I'm gonna be adding some things in the future. Right now, I don't have. I think I only have a couple. It's exclamation point nose. I think is the only one I've added right now. It's through the yes. Should be on the thing, babe. Have you looked in the system? Exclamation. I don't think I've added commands yet. I haven't. I need to work on that. You know what? I'm gonna write it down. No, it's not the stream element. It's through the streamer bot. Stream elements. You know, I need to look into stream elements. Maybe I'm making things too complicated. I'm using streamer bot, which is what Ace is using, and that one's a bit complicated, but I needed something that would work for both platforms, which would be for Twitch and YouTube. I don't know if Stream Elements does it for both. Let me see if it does actually. Stream Elements. Is Stream Elements for both YouTube and Twitch? I don't know. Yeah, it is actually. Alright, so ignore the ones I've created so far. I'm gonna have to go in here and get stream elements. I didn't know you could do it through that. This one looks like it's just an integration. You don't have to like code it yourself. I've been doing that all day today actually. Trying to code it myself using StreamerBot. Yeah, I'm trying to use StreamerBot, but StreamerBot, you actually have to create the action, create the sub action, and then the trigger. So you have to separate them differently. So I'm trying to learn how to use that application versus just plug and play. I think if you type exclamation point nose, N-O-S-E, let's see if it'll extend my nose. It should. I don't know if it will though. Oh, you don't have sufficient points. Let me give you some points. Let me see if it allows me to. How can I give you some points? I'm still learning how to use this thing, okay? I'm gonna change how much it costs. I'm gonna put on there at only 50 points. This is completely new to me, okay? So bear with me here. Okay. Alrighty, so I've made it to where it only costs 50 points, so it should go through now. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Again, it's new. I'm working on trying to figure this out. No, it did not work. No, I don't see the nose. I didn't see it come across. My nose was supposed to like get really big. It's supposed to be funny type scenario, but I didn't see it come across. I'll have to work on it though. I didn't see my nose get big at all. So I'm still working on it, but it's one of those things where it's a learning progress. Hopefully by this weekend I'll have a whole bunch of stuff on there, and have it not exactly like Ace, but something similar to it, where we can have some funny stuff. You guys can play with it. I also need to add all the commands and exclamation point command, where it'll tell you what all the commands that we have available. So I'll definitely. What's going on with the system? Take a guess. Take a guess. What is always wrong with PlayStation 5s, or at least the primary one, the primary issues for PlayStation 5? Especially those that travel with them all the time. It's a HDMI port repair. Nothing new here. It's just a simple HDMI port repair, and they're looking to pick it up today, so we're just getting her done real quick. By the way, how is the sound coming across? Is it coming across pretty good now? Or I know before it was being complained that it was either too low, or the gain was too high. It was never like really good. I'm actually using a mixer now with a different type of microphone that has an actual receiver, and I have the receiver in my pocket with the Go XLR, which then would allow me to potentially change my voice into a robot like it probably is doing now. I can't hear it, but hopefully it's coming across. I don't know if the sound is coming across pretty well. Oh, Wi-Fi, that's okay. No, I was just asking, how's the sound coming across? Is it coming across pretty well? Does the voice change whenever I press this? Does it sound any different, or it still sounds the same? I'm supposed to be able to change my voice with this. I'm using a Go XLR to receiver, and I've got a different microphone now. I don't know if it sounds any different though. It's definitely gonna try to make the sound come across even better. No difference in your opinion? Oh, okay. Yeah, the one before, people kept saying that it was either too loud or too low, or the gain was too high. So I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was any different in audio. But yeah, you had asked what was wrong with this one, and I said, guess what do you think? What's the main problem with PlayStation 5? One of the main problems. PlayStation 5 have a lot of issues. But what's the primary issue that these get taken to a store for repair? Most definitely. Definitely HDMI. Definitely HDMI port repair. That's what's always wrong with these most of the time, or a power issue due whenever there's like storms and stuff. Power issues, or if they have bugs. Power issues. But this one is just a standard HDMI. Yes, it's a boring repair. After this, I have a 3DS bumper repair, and then I have 3 controllers that we're gonna be upgrading to all effect sticks right after that. If we have time, that is. It is 5 o'clock, and we do leave at 8. So for a Wednesday, to be honest, for it being a Wednesday, I'm surprised that it's been slow. Today has been slow. Today and yesterday. Thinking people are probably getting ready for people are getting ready to go back to school, which is in the next couple of weeks. How's it going, Rosie Rush? Appreciate you stopping by. How come I'm not able to see his messages? That's when you hope your business goes up because you live in college. Yeah, more than likely, it probably will pick up. More than likely, it will pick up for you because people are going back to college campus, and that's when they'll start acting out and potentially breaking their consoles or devices. That is hilarious. Oh man, you got that right. Oh yeah, my kids have been with me. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have been seeing my kids. They run behind me and stuff. However, even whenever they get off of school, though, they you know, my wife goes and picks them up, and they're here with us right after school. So I never get left alone. You could call that a blessing in disguise, because our kids are always with us. A blessing in disguise or a nightmare in disguise. With one of those two. Oh man. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids. They just drive you nuts. Drive you nuts every now and then, or at least me, they drive me nuts. Especially when they don't listen. Let's see if this works, y'all. So I'm using, again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm using the streamer bot, and I created some voice commands. One of those is supposed to be scope. Scope. Oh, there we go. And it changed straight to scope without me having to change it myself. That's awesome. Hey, I get excited for some good, you know, for some stuff that I've been working on. It took me only, what, 2 hours to figure that out? Only 2 hours to figure it out? So if you guys type in exclamation point TTS and whatever you want to type, it'll read it out to me. Mondays off, kids go to school, then me and Mrs. So that is it's so I've added a point system already that's been accumulated by people that actually watch me on YouTube or Twitch. I've yet to set the commands yet where you can spend them, but you will be able to spend them eventually. I just barely got that set up today. Eventually I'm going to put the TTS, the talk to speech, to where you're going to need to use points to be able to use them. But for now it's free. Appreciate it, man. But for now it's free. Alright, I'm taking off right now this HDMI port, y'all. And then I'll solder on the new one. So y'all bear with me here while I complete this. Who was that? Chris, Charles Mott, appreciate you hitting the subscribe button on YouTube, bud. Okay, we got the HDMI port extracted off of that. Let's go ahead and tin this thing up real quick. Charles Mott, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you joining the Rosella Super Tech squad.
Shouldn't have told me about this.
You can't even stalk in peace. No, you can't stalk in peace anymore, man. Shouldn't have told you about that. It's okay, man. That's what it's for. That's what it's for, man. I don't mind it at all. Actually, sometimes I don't have time to look at the chat either way, so I honestly would prefer the TTS.
Russ Repair said hello, hot cows, aka Charles Mott.
Now I don't know how everyone else is gonna feel about it though. But for me, I don't mind it at all. Eventually, though, the points will be used on that. For now, I just left it. I left it for free.
Chris Silagia said this is going to get so abused. Oh god, so abused.
That's good. It's gonna get so abused. Let it get abused. I raised the volume up a little bit on my end so I can hear it better. Yeah, just keep it casual, man. That's good. It's good. Take advantage of it while it's free, though. Because eventually it'll just cost you some points. Not actual money, but points.
Rusty Repair said, I just sent out the bad signal. Also, it's good to see you stream again, Leo. How you been?
I've been pretty good, man. Been pretty good. Just staying busy here. We were closed. We closed on Mondays. And then yesterday was a really slow day. I had no repair, so I concentrated on trying to get this, trying to get the streamer bot configured. And then today I did a little bit more configuring and trying to learn how to utilize it and put commands and stuff. So, you know, just staying busy, honestly, trying to find some things to do. At the same time, trying to get some inventory out because we got way too much from the back that we've yet to process. My wife is over there taking pictures to get inventory out. A little quiet on your end. All right, I'm gonna have to raise the volume up a little bit for you. I lowered it down on the stream itself so that it's not too high, but I'll raise it up right now. Give me a second real quick. Let me just drop this HDMI real quick. You add a little bit of flux though, because some of that solder needs to come out. There you go. Where did it go? Was it in the freezer or what? Oh, okay. Okay, that's solidified, and let's check our work real quick. Smack the port around. We definitely smack it around. All right, let me raise the volume here a little bit for the TTS for you guys. Hopefully that's not too loud. I had lowered it down so that it's not too loud on you guys, but I went ahead and gave it a bit of a volume. The reason why I smack it around a little bit is so that it actually grabs a hold of the solder, and I don't have to come back and retouch afterwards. Just like that. I just don't like the way the ends look though. Feel like it's not fully soldered on. I'm gonna have to retouch it either way. So.
Rusty Russ Repairs said nice scope cam.
Thank you, thank you. And this is where it all goes wrong. There we go. Like to make sure that the proper solder fits around the pin. Although it was soldered on correctly, I just felt like it needed just a bit of touching. You gotta touch it from the back, you know? You gotta touch it up from the back. And yes, I'm talking about the HDMI port, y'all. Nothing else.
Rusty Russ Repairs said welcome chat fix.
There we go. Alright, if someone says this is not clean, it must be crazy. Overhead. Overhead. This thing doesn't want to work. There we go. Overhead. It changed finally. Welcome, Dell. Appreciate you joining the live with Rosales Super Tech. What motherboard am I working on? I am working on the PlayStation 5 motherboard. Working on a PlayStation 5 motherboard. It's just an HDMI port repair.
Rusty Russ Repairs said scope.
Yeah, it is a PlayStation 5. It is a PlayStation 5 motherboard. It's an HDMI port repair. Oh, someone got kidnapped. Is that what that is? Yep, someone got kidnapped. Every time I hear that sound is because someone got kidnapped. Just wanted to see if he changes. I think I have to add you as a moderator, so that command will work, but I only have it available currently to where it would work only. Yeah, it's an Amber Alert. It would only work with if you're a moderator. If you're not a moderator, it's not gonna work just yet. So it doesn't work for everyone. Didn't make it available for everyone, or else people would just be changing it. There's gonna be a lot of commands I'm gonna be adding. I just run out of time today, to be honest. See if I find some time tomorrow and start adding some of the good stuff for you all. Some good stuff that can be used through commands. Oh, this was definitely oxidated. We're going off again. Oh, you wanted to see if DTS is going to change the cam? No, I don't think it would. That'd be hilarious, though. That would be hilarious, though. I don't think it can. Sometimes they could barely even hear my voice, like fully understand what I'm saying, where it won't change the it won't change the scene after we repeat it multiple times. to repeat it multiple times in order for the scene to be changed. Do you think it's worth it to replace my PlayStation 4 thermal paste with liquid metal? No, PlayStation 4's is not, it doesn't, so PlayStation 5, as you can see here, it's been made for liquid metal. It's got the surrounding little pad area where it's going to prevent from the liquid metal escaping. If you do that to a PlayStation 4, you're going to end up causing more harm than anything, because that liquid metal is conductive, and it can certainly kill the motherboard. So as far as replacing it, I don't recommend it at all. Not on the PlayStation 4. It doesn't have that ream around it unless you're able to somehow make one to where it'll protect the liquid metal from escaping the APU area. Then yeah, but otherwise no. Yeah, I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen some stuff with the whole liquid metal. People try to put it on the Xbox Series X and so forth and so on, other consoles, and then they come back, or they come into the shop saying, hey, look, we changed the thermal paste. Usually that's what they say, but they ended up putting liquid metal, and it says now it doesn't turn on. But guess why? That liquid metal just left the area that it was in and potentially probably got underneath one of the chips or the conductors. And I'll say probably because once I see that it's liquid metal all over that motherboard, only thing I can potentially try doing is put in my ultrasonic cleaner. Hopefully I'm able to get it all out, but otherwise I'm not going to be desoldering every single component to try to figure out which one's the one that they got short circuit due to liquid metal going underneath it. So I don't recommend it. If you really want to put a performance type of thermal paste, try MX6. That's probably what I would recommend instead of MX4. Which I have some here, by the way. That right there is MX6. You can buy it off of Amazon if you have Amazon wherever you're at, of course. But if you want something for performance wise on something uses thermal paste, MX6 is what I would recommend. It's thermal paste and it's non-conductive. Oh, you're welcome, bud. Keep in mind, what I'm giving right now is just my opinion. Other people may have different opinions, though. We try to do everything here at my shop more fast-paced. Some people do their repairs out of the garage, so they have the time, you know, to spend and do the work a lot slower than us. We have to have a pretty fast turnaround time on most of our repairs, so we don't get to spend, you know, hours upon hours on a single repair. So maybe someone figured out how to put thermal paste on a PS4 without it seeping out on the motherboard. I just don't have that knowledge. MX6 is good. I use for yep, same here. Yep, MX6 is what I use for. Actually, that's why I have multiple tubes. That's why I have it. So it's for gaming PCs, gaming laptops, as well as high-end GPUs. That's what I use it for. You replace the thermal paste in your Asus Tough Gaming laptop with liquid metal. Oh. It's still at 13%? Are you charging off of the... Is it plugged? Okay, so yes, I'm not going to charge that way, babe. You have to use a brick. Because the USB only gives 5 volts. That's not enough, and that uses usually, I think it's a 19 volt. Just grab that one right there. Has to give it proper voltage, because it's probably on and it's using up more electricity than what it's receiving. Yeah, with liquid metal though, I'm very cautious with what you know. The only reason why I said no is because liquid metal is very liquid metal is conductive. So if that liquid metal is not protected where it leaves the area where you're placing the liquid metal on, it's just gonna end up killing components. That's the reason why I'm saying I don't recommend it. However, again, if it's, you know, if someone's figured out a way to put the liquid metal without it seeping out potentially and damaging the board further, then yeah, I guess go right ahead, you can. But if it's one of those where it's going to seep out potentially, and let's say they drop it, accidentally or bump it or something, it's gonna end up causing some sort of short circuit somewhere. Of course, that's just my opinion again. I had to go back half a year later, verify, because the heatsink core absorbs some of the metal. Oh wow. So I'm guessing you're just putting enough, maybe. You're not putting, like the PlayStation 5's, you put quite a bit of it. What's the big contraption? Not sure what you're referencing. Are you talking about this one here? This is the little magnet I put on there. So what it does, it is just gives it more. I got these off of Amazon. It keeps my tip magnetized at all times. That's basically what this is. It just keeps it magnetized, so whenever I put the screw on there, it doesn't fall off. One of the things I hate, that whenever I put the screw, for example this screw here, whenever I'm taking them off, I want them to stay on a bit. Or whenever I'm putting them on, put the screw there and it doesn't fall off. It puts it on, and that's what this does. It just keeps the tip magnetized. I just got them off of Amazon, to be honest. Alright, let me make sure I got my... Okay, I just heard a click. Antennas on, and everything else is on. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday. Do y'all also own a shop as well? I use a 419D acrylic conformal coating around the CPU core. Okay, cool. So you did figure out a solution for the thermal paste not seeping out. Well, yeah, if you have a solution for that, I don't see why not, man. Yeah, if you find a solution for preventing that thermal paste from seeping out. Yeah, I don't have a solution for that. I haven't even messed with it, to be honest. I'm sure I could probably find some foam and put some sticky stuff underneath it and seal it up and stuff like that. I just don't have the time for it though. You use a poor man's version of nodium magnet of an old hard drive. Hey, you gotta use what you got on hand. These weren't that expensive. I think I spent maybe $10 for a pack of 6 or 7. I have them all over. I have another one here. Yeah, so like $10 for like 6 or 7 of them or so from Amazon. So yeah, if you can improvise, might as well improvise, you know? Talking about hard drives, I have a whole bunch of hard drives. Literally have a whole bunch of hard drives, which I don't know what to do with them, to be honest. I've got an interesting one for you. Xbox Series X booted for a little, then turned off. Beep on, beep off, beep on, beep popping off after repasted APU, and go for a little, then back to issue. SSD is good. And the SM bus is not giving helpful codes. And that's definitely a good one. So in my experience, when I've had something like that happen, usually it ends up being somewhat of a RAM issue. So it's just a matter of finding which RAM potentially. The way I usually do that is I use a thermal camera and I try to see which RAM potentially is giving off the most heat. And then I start with that one. But that's usually what I tend to do with those. No shop here, just hardly any knowledge. Just tinker and learning for now. One day you'll be the best. You know, more than likely you will be the best, man. I had the same mindset. I want to be the best. Like no one ever was. To catch them all. Hey, I'm a nerd at heart, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. Inject 12 volts input. So I don't inject 12 volts. I have a contraption that I've built for myself. Well, yes, I do inject 12 volts, but I'll show you here something. For the Xbox Series X, you know how it makes it difficult because it's a sandwich board. With it being a sandwich board, it's kind of hard for you to inject voltage, especially when you have this connector here. Not this one, it's actually this other one here. Yeah, it's this other one. You've got this connector here, and then you have this other tiny one that's sorry about that, it's my little kid. You have this other tiny one that comes out of it and plugs into that. So I made a contraption where I extended this a lot longer, and I made 2 female ends for the Xbox Series X, and then this one goes to my power supply, 12 volts, and then you've got this as well. So I inject voltage using this, of course, and then check my temperatures on the RAM using the thermal camera. So that's usually what I tend to do. I built that off of the Series. Yeah, off of the Series X power supply, and just yanked it out and just extended a little bit. Yeah, normal power supply, correct. Not the bench power supply. Normal power supply, not the bench power supply. He doesn't want to watch me? No, I'm boring, that's why. I probably wouldn't. If I was his age, 3 years old, I probably wouldn't want to watch me either. Am I boring, Isaiah? Yes? Oh, man. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. All right, let's see if this PlayStation 5 is going to work for us, y'all. Let's go. There we go. It is working. It's rebooting right now. It's going through blue light. And there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this thing off. And then the next device I'm working on is the 3DS. The 3DS is more of a, I'm not sure if it was the RB or the LB button. It's the bumper buttons. One of the bumper buttons needs to be replaced. She says is the one she currently has now is intermittent, where she has to press so many times for it to register. So we're just gonna replace. Did you notate which one she was referencing? Huh? You did? Okay. Alright, so this one's done. I'm gonna go ahead and close the ticket real quick. So they're probably still in the area. Man, they drove so far away. Hey, how's it going, Ace? Appreciate you joining the live. Thank you, sir. Thank you for stopping by. All right, let me go ahead and update this ticket real quick. Yeah, this is the reason why I want to upgrade my PC. Literally froze while I'm trying to type my notes. And it's just notes. It's not like I'm doing heavy lifting. Alright, ticket's been closed for that PS5. You can go ahead and call the customer, let them know it's ready. Next repair, it is which PC? Oh, the one that's up front. Give me the 3DS. That one's in progress now. Let me go ahead and grab it. Did it finish resetting? Okay. Alright, next is the 3DS console. Alright, how to get the PC from up front. Get that PC out the way. And let's proceed with this one here. So this one's a 3DS. Again, this one, yes, you got points, Ace. I'm still working on what the points are going to be used for. It's something that I implemented today. So as of today, everyone currently watching is earning points. And hopefully starting tomorrow, if not the next day, you guys will be able to use those points on a few things. So I'm still working on that though, because I'm getting the hang of Streamer Bot. I got that off of you, of course. So, but we're working on it. We're gonna do the whole thing like you've got it, you know, where they're able to just spam it however they choose. Eventually, there'll be several commands up there. But it's just one of those things that I'm working on right now. But all right, so this one here, I am seeing what the ticket says. It says ticket says it's just the bumper buttons, but it doesn't specify which one. Right bumper not working for Kingdom of Hearts. Okay, so the right bumper needs to be replaced. Points well taken. Everyone gets points, man. You guys will all be able to. No one's gonna be left behind. All right, so right bumper on this one needs to be either replayed. She said the lady that dropped this one off stated that while she plays her game Kingdom of Hearts, apparently it only registers every now and then. It does not register at all times. So let's see what type of bumper this is and see if I can replace it for her. Welcome, Sean. Appreciate you joining the live. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome to the Rosales Super Tech. I don't even know what to call it. Squad, club. Just welcome to the team. Sean Ace. Alright. So we've got it open here. So she said it was the right button, which would be this one here. So this button's not even soldered on. For the 3DS, it's actually different. So usually the 3DS XL has the buttons actually soldered on to the 3DS, but this one, you can see here, it's actually a lot different. It's just a little ribbon cable that's there. Focus this because I don't like that it's not focused. It's just a little ribbon cable and the button's actually in there. So it's a modular button, which is awesome. That means I don't have to micro solder. I don't have to do any sort of micro soldering at all. So it looks like all we have to do here is just remove a single screw to get it out. And I don't think I have this button, but I do have a donor console that I can go and take it out of. And then we're gonna test it afterwards to see if that'll fix the issue. Alright, so it looks like I have to remove this little shield here in order to get to that button. Okay, shield removed. And then now we should be able to get to this button. Yep. This button just comes up now. Well, that's no wonder it's not working. Button's not even attached. The button's actually broken. Yeah, that button's actually broken. Alright, let me grab a donor board real quick. Get it off of the donor board, and with the hopes that that is going to resolve our problems. Yes. Joshua?
Rusty Russ Repairs said, is that a customer out front?
That is a customer out front. Alright, give me a second, y'all. How's it going? What's that? Oh, well, and that's one of the things we can do. We can use it for parts.
Chris
We can waive the,
said, now's our chance,
the diagnostics, and which in this scenario there's no diagnostics actually. There's no fee attached to it because it was a repair after the repair potentially. Max we offer usually for parts is 50. If that's something that you're looking into. Are you looking? I don't think we have any. We have one. So what I can do for you in your case, how much was the prior repair? Huh? Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I don't have a gut, you know, I don't remember every single, so sometimes it's some of the, depending on the type of repair that was done. So what I can do for you, man, I can give you 170 what you paid for on the prior repair. So I know that's something that you couldn't control, neither could we, but the 170 and apply that towards that as a store credit. And then you just pay whatever the difference amount if you choose, if you want to do that. Okay. And then we'll keep in this one, of course, for parts. Yeah, do that one as a trade. 170. Is this the box we got in already with my stuff potentially? Oh man. Alright, let me see what I got here. I'm upgrading my PC back there. For my streams and stuff. So
Rusty Russ Repairs said, best repair shop in Texas. I'm a robot beep boo.
who? Yeah, that's already in cart. That is already in cart. I have the one that's outside, except that one it keeps disconnecting some of my devices and it's getting a bit annoying, so I have that one in cart. The who? Yeah. No, so I have the Elgato, which it's been working good. I've had it already for 4 years. The one I have at home is the 4K one that goes on the PCIe slot on the PC. So I have one of those at home for my home PC, but I need one for this one. For this one though, I kind of cheaped out a little bit. I didn't get the best hardware that goes as well with the Elgato that I got. It was still 4K, but it's the 60 or the HD 60 version one, which is a little external capture card, and it's been working fine up until like the last, I don't know, month or so. Sometimes whenever I'm trying to use my scope, it disconnects the scope. The stream itself is gone, but the scope does not want to go through it. So. Yeah. Yeah, so I've got it in cart. It's gonna be ordered, except I can't do all the purchases. Bear in mind, I'm using the business money, so I can't do all the purchases in the same month. So right now, I'm upgrading first the motherboard, CPU. I got the i9, and then I got a motherboard that's gonna support that with DDR5 RAM. Because first, I need to work on the performance of the PC, and then I can work on the performance for the stream as well. Yeah.
What was wrong with this one?
It's no Wi-Fi. Turns on everything. No Wi-Fi.
Rusty
There's no
Russ
internet.
Repairs said Chat Fix and Ace Console Repair got nothing on Super Tech, ha ha ha.
These guys think I can't hear their chat in the back. So I added a new feature where you can do exclamation point TTS and type out the message, and now it speaks it out. No, Intel.
You're not gaming.
Even if you're gaming, Intel. No. You get the information from the wrong source. I'm at Intel. Yep. 14900K. No, you can't. I can't do AMD, man. I don't like AMD. I only use AMD whenever a customer asks for you know, for AMD. But otherwise, if they ask me to build a PC for them, it's gonna be Intel. It's not gonna be no AMD. Yeah. So this is what I was needing, and I've got the Gen 5, 2 terabyte, and then my DDR5. I think it should be being delivered at home, so it should be there hopefully. Was it? I'll probably go later on today to go get it. I'll have it fully built tomorrow, but yeah, we're gonna better our streaming performance of our PC, because sometimes it just lags. I'm stuck there with my mouse trying to go, but the resources are too high. That's why, because I've got too many uploads.
Rusty Russ Repairs said Swindon Electronic Repairs likes butter.
So the RAM wasn't the issue.
Sorry for speaking the truth, Leo.
I was on DDR4 before. It's old. It's a 4-year-old PC. Yeah, so it needs an upgrade. Come on, baby boy. No. Hey, let's sit you down. Let me see. Thank you. Yes.
Ace Console Repairs Australia said, and he has a small penis.
What are you guys saying? AMD the GOAT. AMD is key. Never had an issue with AMD. I've had various issues with AMD. I prefer Intel over AMD. Oh man. Trying to catch up with all these messages you guys are sending. That's our chat's voice. Intel is a Snell. Intel's not a Snell at all. I've had the best the best experience with Intel than I've had with AMD, and I've had the worst experience with AMD. Oh man. No, he can't. Well, maybe, but it sounds very far away. I'll lower the volume down a little bit. I had a little bit too high. All right, let me go ahead and grab the button for this one here real quick. Give me a second. All right, so we've got the donor part here. We're gonna see if this will resolve this issue for this customer. Yeah, I haven't put any filters in any of my chats yet. I'm still working on that. All right, so the button's on there for that one. Okay. Um. Yeah, I need to go. I just need to go in there and add some filtering to some of the words that come out of that TTS. I will add some of those words later this afternoon, actually, this evening. Once I get done with the live and done with the day here at the shop. the first thing I'm gonna do is add some filter words. But banning, I think that would be probably a little bit too much. Trying to build a community here, not how do I say this? Like ban everyone, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out real quick because I forgot how this thing was routed. Okay, so it's routed that way, which goes there and comes out of there. Did the customer hear that, babe? Did you hear that in the back? You heard that? He just laughed it off. Okay. I lowered the volume down so it doesn't, you can't hear it up front. There you go. No, I have it the right way. If you watch, I do watch Ace's stream, or in other words, to ban. Yeah, no, I'm gonna write down the words into a little notepad and just copy and paste. There'll be several words that I'm gonna paste on there. Can I ask, have you ever repaired a Dell Thunderbolt or port? Why would it be getting no 90 watt power? You mean 90? I don't know if that question is being asked accordingly. If it's not getting any sort of voltage from a USB-C port, Thunderbolt or Thunderbolt, more than likely, potentially, it could be a PMIC, or it could be a MOSFET. A lot of the times, it could potentially be a burnt MOSFET, and you have to validate values and/or continuity between surrounding MOSFETs as well, or use diode mode. Either or would work. But it's a matter of validating and tracing where voltage is coming from and seeing if it leads to some sort of a MOSFET. Parts, people for Dell. He's the expert on them. What Dell just said. We do repair them. We do repair laptops here as well. Usually I start with MOSFETs. That's usually where I start on laptops. It's validating the MOSFETs to see, or validating components near the Thunderbolt that you're referencing. But it sounds to me like potential PMIC again, or a burnt MOSFET. There we go. So the EU3425 we monitor is a Thunderbolt monitor with a specific USB port, and others of the other ports all work. Yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to try to help you out, to be honest, without me actually viewing that same similar board. and I don't have one on hand. Do you need a replacement board, or could it be something an electronics guy can get replacement? Yeah, MOSFETs can be replaced, yes. MOSFETs, depending on which MOSFET you have, usually where I get those from is from Mauser. You just have to see what the part number is, and those can be ordered. He doesn't want the magic school bus, mommy. He's telling you he doesn't want the magic school bus. He says, mommy, I don't want the magic school bus. It's a wee dollar to replace the monitor. For me, as it was only 3 months old. The faulty one, well, selected. So I was thinking to find someone who knows electronics. Well, you've come to the right place, buddy. You've come to the right place. We know electronics, but it's kind of, at least for me, it's difficult to diagnose or troubleshoot something over a chat. Usually the best way to troubleshoot something is using voltmeter. Is this the wrong one? Yeah, in the UK. Well, there's a lot of UK people on here, man. Reach out to either one of them. Some of these people they do electronic repairs themselves on the chat. I don't know if they want to promote themselves on here. They can. I have no issues with it. Let them know where your shop is at. In the UK, of course. And I'm sure they could probably help you out.
Call.
Feel like this is not routed correctly. You need to remove this again. He's in Manchester, y'all. Any of y'all are gurus and want to take on a laptop, just let the gentleman know your location, or if you're running the home-based business. Get yourself some free promotion. A free promo. Hold on, man. That's kind of pissing me off a little bit. Huh? Okay. Let me grab another one real quick. I'm just gonna see the routing of this cable. Not sure why it's giving me difficulties. That cable should not be difficult to route, but the way it's oriented, it's a bit odd. So I just need to get an illustration here of how this wire is actually routed. Yeah, I won't be able to. See if I can figure it out though.
Incoming call.
Mm. It's that over there. I do not. I don't know. It's not charging? No? Okay. Is there any groups or forums I can find someone in it? Super Tech, this is Leo. How can I help you? I was reading that comment, Guru, greatly underrated, really underpaid. That is hilarious. Oh man. uh, what are you working on, Sugar Lips? I'm not sure who Sugar Lips is, but I'm working on a 3DS. It's supposed to be a right bumper repair, and it's supposed to be an easy repair. But for whatever reason, right now I'm having difficulty literally routing this ribbon cable accordingly. Which I think I may have resolved my problem. Yeah, I'll fix my problem. Originally I had it facing the wrong way.
Incoming call.
Okay. we got that routed accordingly. Yes, sir. This is nice. We already got it in there. We're about to put the screws on real quick, and then we're gonna test right afterwards just to see if our right bumper is now functioning. We are using a part from a donor board because I do not have any of these available in stock for the 3DSs. So sometimes I prefer using one that's from a donor board. OEM, so I don't see, you know, that there will be any issues. But we're gonna test just to make sure that the button's still going to work. So look, everybody left actually, I think, right after I told them that I prefer Intel over over AMD. Everyone ended up taking off. They just chose not to message anymore.
Incoming call.
Okay. So this should be taken care of. Okay, button's able to be pressed. Yeah, button's working. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see that, but the button here, as I am pressing it, it keeps coming up right there. That confirms that our repair actually worked. The button we use from the donor board or the donor case chassis works just fine. And these can just be put back there. And this was done. What time did you tell them that this Xbox Series X was gonna be done today, or when did you tell them? Okay, so I'll work on the controllers then, because these are gonna take me some time. All right, now we're gonna be working on some PS5 controllers, y'all. PlayStation 5 controllers. These are all drift issues. We're gonna start with the blue one. All drift issues, and we're gonna replace the analog sticks with some Hall effect sticks. Oh. Get this out the way here. What keeps happening? Why does it keep going to scope?
Rusty Russ Repairs said I got to get the kids ready for Chia Rosales.
Alright,
Thanks
Russ.
for the stream, catch you in the next one.
Appreciate you stopping by, Russ. Thank you very much. Dell says, new Intel has sound chips. Just a bit pricey. Yeah, that's the only thing. The price definitely is one of those that kind of pushes people away. But they do have some good chips, though. I prefer Intel over AMD. Some people prefer AMD over Intel. That battle will always be there, just like people prefer PlayStations over Xbox. Or some people prefer Xbox over PlayStation. It's just a battle of the brands, I guess you could say. But in perspective of performance, though, I would choose Intel, the Intel chip, over an AMD. Some people would prefer AMD, but to each his own, of course. You know, whatever their preference is, so long as we're somewhat in an even field in performance. I guess it just varies. I guess I'm just paying more for what AMD could potentially provide. I don't know why. Intel has just always been my preferred chip versus AMD. And I have had AMD in the past, and it's done me wrong where it just gave out. Versus I have yet to had an Intel chip give out on me at all. You've seen the soldering iron bit that unsolders all. I have seen it. I don't have it though. I've seen that. I've seen that chip. That soldering iron tip. I don't have it though. I think that was made by someone, and I think they may end up putting it in the market out there. But I don't have it. Right now, my process is to put some low melt solder, and then after I put that low melt solder, then I heat it up and then remove it. But yes, I have seen that that tip. I wonder how much they're gonna be selling it for though if it goes out in market. Oh, it's on Amazon? Ah, let me see if I can find it real quick. I didn't know it was on Amazon. You know, if it's on there, I'm not seeing it yet. Did Tronics Fix, he used it on one of his videos? I'm not sure if it was Tronics Fix I've seen it from. Was it Tronics Fix? Honestly, I don't remember who it is I saw it from. It could have been Tronics Fix. Alright, so before we actually replace this analog sticks real quick, let's see if in fact this actually has a drift issue. Where is the... Yeah, he used it. $88. Whew. Man, I need to go sell a kidney now. I think I need to go sell a kidney for that price. Super Tech, this is Leo. How can I help you? Which Nintendo Switch model is this, man? Is this the Switch Lite, version 1, version 2, or is it the OLED? Okay. Version 1, okay. Does it have the Joy-Cons, like the red and blue Joy-Cons on the side, or... Okay, so yeah, that more than likely it's gonna be your version 1 of Nintendo Switch. So the cost for that type of repair, it is, bear with me a second here. Actually looking it up as we speak, okay? It is $90 for that type of repair, man. Yes, ma'am, and that includes labor and parts. No, thank you as well. Bye. Alright, so let's see if this controller is actually drifting real quick. So, I don't think I have this scene at all. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Okay. Ah, my mouse keeps freezing. Where did it get stuck at? I don't see a drift issue with this one. What did Mike tell you was wrong with the? Oh, it is drifting. Okay. So left analog stick for this one is definitely drifting. Okay. Alright, so this one definitely is drifting. We're gonna go ahead and replace them with some Hall effect, and let's look at where it's at now. Average error, it's over 9%, over 10%, 9.7 on the right, and that is the average. So 10%, it's the average error. We're gonna see what the difference is with the Hall effect sticks after we calibrate them. So let's go ahead and remove this. You just found the tip number 33 on Amazon too. Share the link if you don't mind. I don't know if it's gonna let you share the link, but if you don't mind sharing the link, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind looking into it. I know eventually I'm gonna end up having to get it potentially. I could do my own review to see if it's something I like, or if it's something I recommend. Supertech, this is Leo. How can I help you? Yes, sir, we do. Okay. So the only type of repair we do on controllers, sir, it's like the drift issues, and we could do the bumper buttons on the Xbox controllers. But as far as like the X, Y, and Z buttons, unfortunately, those we don't repair. We could do a cleaning on them to see if maybe that'll resolve your issue. We don't actually fix that specific problem. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, thank you, sir. Having a hard time getting this ribbon cable out. Usually I have my nails, but I've cut my nails just the other day, and I can't get a grip on that anymore without nails. Alright, let's desolder these wires. Search joystick soldering iron pit. Alright, copied, and I'm pasting that right now. Oh, I see it. So they cost $33, $36. And they have different sizes. I guess it's $88 if we get both. Or you could get them individually. Either $33 or $36 individually, so that adds up to about 60, 9, around $70. Let's just put, yeah, around $70 if you buy them individually, or $88 if you buy them together. Oh, I see the difference in size. One's for PlayStation 5 and the other's for PlayStation 4. One's for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4s, and the other one's for a Switch Pro controller. I don't do very many Switch controllers, so I wouldn't need that. That's definitely something to yeah, looks like for the PlayStation 5 is the based on what I'm seeing here, looks like PlayStation 5 is the 13mm one. So 13 would be for the PlayStation 4s and the PlayStation 5, which I believe that would also work because it's the same analog stick that would work for the Xbox controllers as well, in my opinion. And I believe the 16 maybe is for the Switch. I don't know what the difference in size is, though. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah. Yep. So this one, it looks like the reason why it was drifting is actually because it's received some sort of liquid damage. So this analog stick here does have a little bit of corrosion here at the bottom. So more than likely it received some sort of a liquid damage, which is why it's actually drifting. And I'm sure some of that liquid probably fell inside the potentiometer. Or maybe wore it out or got corroded in there. Which is causing it to drift. The way I do it now without using that specialized tip is I just put flux all over this, and then what I tend to do is I tin every single one of those pins with some low melts. Some people do it differently, but do it this way, makes it easier for me. Let me grab me a low melt stick real quick. Alright, low melt stick, we got our fume extractor on, and we're just going to, let's see, have you guys zoomed in a little bit, hopefully without me blocking you all. We're just gonna add some low melt to all these pins. Okay, do the same process here. The reason why I'm adding low melt is so that I can reduce the melting temperature of the existing solder that's there. Usually it's leaded-free solder. And sometimes leaded-free solder takes almost twice the amount of heat to melt, and then which becomes a little bit more difficult to remove this. And I'm just applying low melt to every single one of these spins. Okay. And that is all done right there. And then we're gonna flip this thing over. My apologies, y'all. I should have just switched over. I think that's way too close, maybe. It's okay. Got a customer in. And now we're gonna use our hot air. So our hot air, I do have it at 915 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using Fahrenheit, y'all, not Celsius. And then my airflow, I am gonna do it at 80% with the nozzle. I want to make sure I don't melt any plastic components on it. I'm gonna do 80% airflow, and then I use one of my pliers. Literally, I use this big ass plier here to remove the analog stick. I heat it up from the bottom and then just pull it out as soon as I see the solder actually melt. And this is my process. I do these. And then after I remove them, I just do the cleaning, the removal of the solder. One's out. All right. Got them both out. Why does my thing keep changing? Somehow my scene just keeps changing, y'all. I'm gonna have to disable temporarily my voice control, because I believe something I'm saying is potentially changing my scene, and I don't want my scene to keep changing. So I'm gonna temporarily disable my voice control. I'm thinking is that, unless it's a command, but I am out of wick. Let me grab another thing of wick. Please don't tell me I ran out. I have one more. I need to order some more. One more thing of wick. Let's add some flux to this. We add flux so that flux helps with the flow of solder, and it will allow us to remove all the solder we just added, low melt solder, along with the old leaded solder that was on there as well. Or leaded free solder, not leaded solder. Okay, that side's done. Okay, and that's done. Let's clean our mess real quick, and then we should be able to just solder on the new analog stick. Do they want it today? Okay. Why? It fell off of a counter? The what broke? Okay. Okay. So that wouldn't be a fan connector probably, unless the fan connector was actually pulled whenever they tried to open it. But otherwise, if the fan's not spinning, more than likely it's gonna be due to a bad software chip. Is it actually powering on though? Is it displaying? It's not displaying, and the fan's not spinning. Okay. Okay, this is ready for us to install the new port. Let me clean this side though. We have some flux actually come out to this side of the board. Okay. Alright, I'm not even gonna add flux to this because the solder I'm using has already some some resin flux. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of solder to my tip. I'm gonna push it from the bottom and hold it in place on each corner. And then now I'm just gonna put solder. Push it up. Okay. And now we add solder to the pins. And the reason why I don't have flux is because I don't want the flux to go inside the joystick. Okay, that one's done. Same thing here. Same process. What we fixing? We are fixing PlayStation 5 controller drift issues, but instead of just fixing it, because usually the fix it would be just the replacement of the potentiometer, we're upgrading him to Holodeck sticks. We do offer this service on our website. Let me show you here real quick. So this here is my website, of course, but if you go to the very right, fix stick drifts. We also added on there the calibration tool, where customers can go in there and calibrate their controller. But also, we have these are the ones I'm currently installing for him, just the Holodeck stick drift. We also have the TMR ones, which I have them over there. If they choose that, there is a difference in price. However, the pricing of it's not correct. I need to have them correct this right away. He put standard 99, so I'm not sure what this guy is doing. So I pay someone to develop my website. These are $99.99, the TMRs, and the Holofix are $89.99, and standard is $49.99. Standard basically would be replacement of the original analog sticks or the potentiometer, which would be the $50. The TMRs would be $99.99. I'm not sure why he's pricing it incorrectly. Matter of fact, let me go in there and update that price myself, because that could be considered as somewhat of false advertisement, and the guy I'm paying to do my website, it's not doing that good of a job based off of this. So I'm gonna update this real quick. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Online store. Let me go into my theme and update this. Customize.
Incoming call.
Super Tech, this is Leo. How can I help you? I'm sorry, sir. I do apologize. But you sounded somewhat far away, and it could be that I also have my machinery turned on. But you're saying you're having an issue with what console again? I'm sorry? Xbox One S? And it's a no power issue that you're having, or a no display issue? When you say the power part, you mean where you plug in the power cable in? Okay. So depending on the extent of the damage, if the damage actually went to a motherboard and we're having to do an actual motherboard repair, the cost of repair you're looking on for there, you're looking at 140. However, if we're just replacing a power supply, parts, as well as labor, you're looking at 110. Alrighty. Do you have any other questions for me, sir? Alright, thank you, sir. Have a good day. You're welcome. That's what it was showing in there, unless I was looking at the wrong one. I may be looking at the wrong one. It's okay, just if he comes and just give it to him. I'm trying to update this price that they put on here for TMR Olifix. He put it in there for $49.99, which is incorrect. But I can't see in the section where that price is located though. I think it's probably going to be under pages. Fix it. Yep, there it is. I see it. Oh, I see the page, but it's not. There it is. I see the prices now. So that's correct. What about this one? That one's incorrect. That one's $49.99. And this one is $99. Alright, so that's been updated, been corrected to where it shows the correct price based on the type of stick that it is. Sorry about that, y'all. I just had to go in there and make corrections on that because I definitely would hate to get sued because of false advertisement or something along those lines. You do websites as well, maintaining, updating, and mods and stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, I pay someone monthly, $150 that maintains my website, and they're currently building me another one because I was using Shopify. However, Shopify, I sell, as you can see, I have a store, and I have my website where we list the higher end items. Excuse me, on our website, but Shopify be charging you roughly 4% for every transaction that goes through it, and I only pay about 2.1% if they pay here at the store, if a credit card's used, and I don't pay any percentage to anybody if they pay cash, only to the government, that is. So if I could save me some money with the fees that are being charged, I'm gonna do it. So I'm upgrading or changing it to WordPress to use my merchant instead of using the Shopify pay structure that's being that we're being charged. Alright, that looks ugly right there. I don't like the way that looks. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Hold on. This is not pushed all the way. What's holding this thing back? Oh, it wasn't in the hole. I'm like, what's holding it back? It's not going all the way in. Oh, and I used the wrong one. I used low melt. No wonder it's not working. Let me. I'm losing. I am. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there for now, and then I'm gonna suck it up right afterwards. But I'm starting to lose my mind here. Lose my concentration. And yeah, I can also manage my website, except sometimes I just don't have the time to manage it and do all the updates that are required and needed. So right now my website's being revamped. I'm gonna modernize it a little bit, remove some of the pages I currently have. I make it a little bit more appealing. And it's gonna be WordPress though. I'm getting away from Shopify. It's gonna be WordPress. I put low melt on that one. I didn't realize that I was putting low melt. Let me clean some of this flux out of here. I don't want that flux to go inside where the analog, where the joystick is at. And now we're gonna put some leaded solder instead. There we go. Alright, so this is done for this controller, that is, and I have two other controllers to do. That's done. Let's go ahead and put this back together. Now we're going to calibrate. Sorry, y'all, I forgot to change it. We gotta change the scene, y'all. I'm a bad content creator. Literally, I'm a bad content creator. We completed soldering on the last one. What do you mean save more? Save the money? And get more traffic from customers. What do you mean by that? I know what that means, getting more traffic, but in one context are you saying that, like, save money in what way? And get more traffic in what way? it saves you money. Yes, it'll definitely save me more money if I just go with at least that's what the goal is. If I go with a WordPress, yes, it's going to save us money in the sense that we won't be paying as much per transaction. So instead of paying 4% per transaction of an item that is sold, we'll be paying, because they'll be through card, we'll be paying 2.1%. So basically 1.9% less in fees, of course, that we were paying. Because Shopify, they be doing something totally, I don't know what they're doing over there, to be honest, but they charge too much. On top of that, Shopify, one of the reasons why we're leaving Shopify is I've had a lot of scammers go through my website and then make a large purchase, right? A bulk purchase of, let's say for an example, and I had this happen already. They put like 2 PlayStation 5s, put an Xbox Series X, and this was a 20th anniversary edition, which sells for $700. And then Shopify, they charge that percentage to us of that sale. That percentage they charge, let's say I put on there that this is a scam transaction, it's a fraudulent transaction, we are refunding the money back to whatever card they were using. However, the fees that Shopify charges, we don't get back. They keep that. They keep those fees. So yeah, we're definitely doing away from that, because in my mind, I'm thinking that's BS, and we were getting that a lot. We've added some other stuff now to prevent from scammers buying on Shopify, but it's not 100% proof. Sometimes they seep through. We got like a no fraud detection now, where it'll detect if it's a fraud, and if it's a fraud, it'll prevent it from proceeding. But sometimes it still falls through and completes that transaction, and then we just have to go in there and validate to make sure that the IP that the transaction is being done from, it's from the same address that the purchase is being made from. But if it shows that the transaction is being made from somewhere in Tonga, which is like in Africa, but yet they're having the mailing address somewhere in Florida or in Texas or somewhere here in the US, you know, it should stop that transaction. That transaction shouldn't even go through at all, because that IP is millions of miles away. Folks pay a little less on the top end. Folks talk, you get more customers. I'm not sure what you mean by that, bud. I'm sorry. I am probably ignorant. I would think the security of your website has to be critical and implemented. Yes, it does have to be. It is critical, and it does have to be implemented properly, which is why I decided to outsource it, because I have knowledge of doing this. However, I don't have the time to maintain it and always keep an eye on it, and making sure that all updates are up to date, because that's where the vulnerability comes, is whenever updates get updates get old and you're not applying those updates, and someone's already found a way to bypass certain functionalities to where it becomes vulnerable. So definitely one of the reasons why I pay and outsource it, because that's all they do. And I pay only $150 a month, by the way. I'm not paying a lot. $150 a month, that's what I'm paying right now to outsource it, and they maintain and monitor my website. On top of that, they make sure that all my updates are up to date, and any changes or updates I need them to make, they also get those done as well. And I did have to pay an additional $400 on top of the $150 a month, so that they can go ahead and start making my WordPress, which I could have done myself, but again, I don't have the time. I do have the experience, the time is what I don't have. and that requires time. Okay. That's that. Now, bear in mind, if someone's always gunning for you, though, no matter how secure your website is or whatever application you're trying to protect, if someone has it for you and they're really good at it, they will get to it somehow, no matter what. All you can do is try to stay ahead. You've had large companies like AT&T and such get hacked, literally. Now, bear in mind, I'm not an important person, and if they were to hack me, they're not going to take nothing, to be honest. I don't save customers' details on my website. Only on my ticketing system, but we don't save credit card information at all. All we have is just names and phone numbers. That's it. So if someone were to hack me, they must be stupid, to be honest. Because we don't have any personal information for any of our customers. Besides their name and their phone number, and that's it. Alrighty. So this controller is done. I am going to go ahead and calibrate this controller. We're going to go ahead and calibrate this controller. We're going to use our tool here. As you can see, with it not being calibrated, it's showing as if it's still. Oh, go ahead and show you real quick. It's showing as if it were still to be drifting. But we're gonna go ahead and calibrate this real quick. Top left. And then we hit continue. Top right. Bottom left. Bottom right. Continue. And that is now centered. You can see, and now we're gonna calibrate our range. And we're gonna do this a few times. 7 times to be exact, to the right. To the left, and then we're going to go the other way around as well, same way. Okay, click done. Alright, once I've done it once, I like to do it one more time, just to make sure that it is centered as well as the circularity is good. huge difference in how this thing is working now compared to how it was. Okay, that is done. And now we're gonna go back to this test page here. And we're gonna test. We're gonna test our circularity as well. So undo that and do this. Before we get in about 10% average error. Let's see what we get now. The one on the left is still getting about 7%, but it's still below 10%. The one on the right, though, man, that one's at 5%. That's 50% error reduction, basically. And then the one on the left is still at 7.5%. But it's still good. There's no drift anymore. And this one's good. It's perfect. Love it. Now this one's done. It is always better to spend your time doing what you do best because of efficiency. That would be correct. I have experience for website development, application development, as well as hardware, of course, repairing. But repairing, it's where my passion's at. Which is why I spend most of my time doing that. I don't have the flexibility to be spending that much of a time on my own personal website. If I did, I'd be just doing it myself. And I was doing it by myself at the beginning before I started making any sort of income. I was managing it myself, but it became very stressful because I was doing it all by myself. I was handling my finances. I was doing repairs. I was doing the sales. I was updating and managing my website. I was doing everything myself when I first started, and now that we're making some income, I chose to alleviate some of that stress off of me and pass it on to people that I've hired. For example, my wife works for us, so now she's handling the administrative side of things. She handles the finances, and she handles the customers on the sales floor, answers the phones and such. I've got an employee that helps me with repairs. He only works Thursday through Sundays though, which is our busiest days. And then my website definitely was one of the most stressful things. I passed that on to someone else that doesn't charge an arm and a leg. I believe $150 a month is very reasonable in price. So I chose to go with them. They manage it for me, and I don't have to be concerned. Any changes I need made, they make it for me. Although they do make certain mistakes like this one. However, those are one-offs, and I can go in there and just make that change real quick myself. Either way, so. Alright, so this controller is done. We're gonna go ahead and grab another one. Grab another one. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, y'all, because these other ones are just the same thing we just got to doing. It's an analog stick repair. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I'm gonna record a video for this one actually, because I need to record a video. So I'm just gonna record a video, but I won't be live for this one. For those of you that actually stayed in tune and actually, you know, stayed the entirety of our stream, which lasted about 3 hours, I appreciate it. Hey, thank you very much, y'all. Otherwise, y'all stay blessed, peace, and we'll definitely be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Peace. Oh, thank you as well. Thanks, Dale. Yeah, have a good one. You got the hiccups? Hold your breath until you don't have the hiccups no more. No, you have to hold your breath like this. And now breathe. Did it go away?